Marvel Rivals has had an explosive launch because it has had hundreds of thousands of players in game at all time, and I think that we are going to continue to see it skyrocket just because this game really is all around such a great experience. But of course, there is a group of gamers online who are triggered over these attractive character models. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, the majority of gamers want to see attractive characters. They want to see females that look feminine, males that look masculine. These should not be issues, but of course they are for some people because now we have posts like this over on Socialist Gaming where people are freaking out saying, not a fan of these character designs, to be honest, especially characters like Luna Snow who are very male gazy and serious lack of diversity, but the game looks like it could be fun. Thoughts? So first of all, it is a free-to-play game. You can just download it and hop in, and if you enjoy the experience, you can continue playing. And if you haven't, it's not like you're investing any money. Yeah, you're investing a little bit of time, I suppose, but I think that that's a fair trade-off, though of course they talk about how they're not a fan of these character designs at all whatsoever. I think that the majority of people want to see attractive characters, feminine looking females, masculine looking men. Those should not be issues, but if you're not a fan of these character designs, that's perfectly fine. There's a million other games out there for you, and that's the beauty of this industry, is that there's games that come out every day, every week, every month, and every year. And just because a game I'm sure you liked more, Concord, this year was a massive failure, doesn't mean everybody agrees with your take that those designs are better than these. Now, I love the designs in Marvel Rivals. I think that they are spectacular. I think all of the costumes look really cool. The variety with each character is really well curated, in my opinion. And yes, all of the characters do look pretty freaking sick. They look either super buff and like a superhero would look, or they look very sexy. And these are not problems, but of course they're going to say that the females look very male gazy. People just want to look at good looking things. And when we are talking about entertainment here, when we are talking about these characters who are doing larger than life things, like Luna, for instance, is summoning ice and snow, you'd think that the male gazy designs would be kind of the last thing on their realism list. And there are females in the real world who actually look like this. Yes, she is showing quite a bit of skin, but every single day there are women out there who show skin. I don't see you complaining about females wearing bikinis in the real world, but because people are talking about this, they actually decided to pin a post saying, hello, chuds, coming from some second-rate YouTuber that none of us here have ever heard of. I'd like to be specific, but my goodness, there are so many of these channels and they all basically make the same content. You're not welcome in this community. Oh, wow, I'm really bothered by the fact that this rando on the internet just called me a chud, guys. Whatever am I going to do? These people just make themselves look so freaking pathetic. People are talking about how Squirrel Girl is thick, but she still has a massive thigh gap, which was weird. Originally, the heroes were going to be pay to unlock faster, but they backtracked on that pretty quick, so I assume the battle pass is going to be expensive or incredibly time-consuming to complete, and this is actually not the case. It is $5 for the basic battle pass, $10 for the premium, and it really doesn't take a long time to unlock anything on the battle pass. It's not like, it's got 800 tiers to it, but they also have confirmed, and they confirmed this way before launch, that if you buy the battle pass, you can take as long as you want to actually get the reward. So let's say they in 2 months come out with a new battle pass, that old one does not go away. You continue to level up towards it. You can continue to unlock things on it, which I think is a really great system, in my opinion. Of course, people just want to find a reason to complain. And while I personally have been disappointed with the direction of the MCU over the past couple of years. And, I don't think that they're taking the cinematic universe in a great direction. And I'm also not the biggest fan of like NetEase games. I usually don't like supporting CCP entities. I do think that this game has a lot to offer, and it really is a fantastic experience all around. And again, it's not like you're investing money into it, you can just download it for free and play. Oh, and they also had complained in this original post about the lack of diversity, even though there are several diverse characters in this game. But when you want to complain about something, you're just going to find something to complain about. We are talking about a game that has a Black African man, a Black African American woman, a Chinese woman, Korean women, Japanese women, Russian women, Eastern European women, a Chinese men. You have, of course, Jewish German men, an Aztec man, Norse gods, raccoons, sharks, green alien women. Like, it is insane the level of diversity that this game actually has. It's just not the diversity that these lunatics want, which is why they're still attacking it. So, this game has plenty of diversity. It's just that these people, of course, do not either see this diversity or they really do not care about accurately representing the situation, because then they wouldn't be able to complain on the internet about it. I think it goes both ways. The male characters are hot too. I do see some of them being a little stellar bladey, but they are actually good and unique designs, not just stupid bodysuit designs. I think that's going to be the next, of course, negative comparison for these people is Stellar Blade. Oh, they look a little Stellar Bladey. You mean attractive? You mean fit? You mean not fat fucks? Because that's all that this really boils down to. I love the character designs. They look fine and not too sexualized. I'm sure this person's going to end up getting banned. It's pretty sad that there are people here who just simply want to talk about how great this game is and how positively people have reacted to this title. But then, of course, you have the moderator saying, if you're some chud that came here from a YouTuber's video, you're not welcome here. You might as well leave because I'm going to ban you. Like, how fucking absurd is that? And just a few days ago, I was actually talking about how people have been loving this game's designs. Characters like Storm are front and center. And then you compare them to titles like Concord, because if you don't remember, there were developers who said, oh, Concord failed because the space is overly saturated right now. No, it had a $40 buy-in. It had the worst character designs I've seen all year. You have the generic, like, selection of maps. There weren't a lot of heroes. In totality, this game just wasn't good. And then you have a title like Marvel Rivals releasing, and yes, I do understand it is being carried a bit by the IP, but it's a great game all around, and that's why people like Mike Ybarra are salty. The former Blizzard president was triggered and said that Black Widow was a blatant ripoff of Widowmaker, which is so fucking absurd because Black Widow's been around since 1964. You'd think that he would have done a little bit of Googling, but he doesn't really care. He just sees that Overwatch is dying and this new game on the block is doing absolutely amazing. And, well, at the end of the day, that's bothering a few people within this industry. So yeah, I mean, Rivals is dominating right now. There are some other games that have done really, really great over the weekend, like Path of Exile 2. It had some serious competition, but as of 3 days ago, the all-time peak was nearly 500,000 players. And right now, on a a Wednesday afternoon, we're talking about 335,000 players in game. So it's really dominating right now. So I'm sure that this is not going to be the last time we see sensitive snowflakes complaining about the character designs and about the game in totality, but I'm going to continue to roast them because it really is a good experience that is worth your time. And if the only thing you have to complain about is the fact that you don't like the character designs, that's pretty pathetic. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.